Hi guys, Darren. Today I wanted to take you on a May farm and garden tour. It's a pretty decent day. It's kind of cloudy. It might be off and on a little bit, but it's going to rain for the next 3 or 4 days. So I thought I'd take advantage of the dry weather and walk you around and show you how everything has changed in the last month. Oh, and our dogs are going to join us. So I wanted to start up front here with this garden. I did a lot of work over the last few weeks, cleaning it all out, adding a bunch of new plants. I planted a whole bunch of echinacea, and these are phlox, and there's some coleus in here, and apparently my dogs knocked over my columbine, but that's okay. The armeria is blooming, the peonies are getting close. Look at this columbine. I just love the colors on this one. The peachy pink and the yellow. It's so spring. Come on. I've planted all kinds of stuff in here. There's dahlias and daisies and more phlox back there. Just lots of stuff. These coral charm peonies are getting ready to bloom. Look how big that bud is. They're just massive. And then same over here. I added a bunch of little tiny echinacea, but more phlox and dahlias and some delphinium, and there's yarrow back there. And look at all of our alliums are starting to bloom. Look at all these guys. I love them. They're so much fun. My niece calls them the truffula tree plants. Okay, so again, everything's getting ready. Look at these Back to the Fuchsia salvias. They're blooming their little heads off. And we've got daisies getting ready. The pincushion flower, the scabiosa, they're starting to bloom. Even our poppies here are getting ready to bloom. Everything's right on the edge, just not quite there. And all of these Super Tunia Vista bubblegum that we planted in a video with you guys, they're growing like crazy. I think I have maybe some budworm action going on. This one doesn't have any flowers, but I got some BT to try and combat it. And our lollipop crabapple has been covered in bees lately. I added a couple more pots here and there, but nothing too crazy. I was able to look at this beautiful. This is, I think, a tropical. It's a Super Tunia Vista something. I think it's some kind of tropical. I can't remember the name of it, but it's such a bright, beautiful color. And I was able to get. I'm pretty excited about this. I have some chocolate cosmos. These guys, they're so cool, and they really, truly do smell like chocolate. This guy smells like root beer. It's such a trip. Okay, I want to show you a little bit of our veggie garden because things are rocking and rolling in there. So I'll start over here. All of our lettuces and radishes. We have a whole bunch of arugula and spinach that's all coming up and looking good. And then all of our greens, some kale and broccoli. Hopefully you can see these super tiny. These are all beets. I love all the color. And I recently planted in here all of the glass gem corn. Nothing's popped up yet, but it's only been a couple of days. This side of the garden, I'm going to start over here. Planted in a video all of the lilies. There's like, I think 80 of them in here. These are looking good. I have to do some weeding, but these are looking happy and healthy. Same with the gladiolas that I planted here. There's only a couple summer squash in here, but nothing's come up yet. Same day that we did the glass gem corn. The peppers, we have flowers on the peppers. That's exciting. And then this is just garlic from last year. The onions that I started with you guys, they're all happy and healthy. And then look at all the iris. They're all getting ready to bloom. These are going to be out in the next few days. Look at these. Look at that color. Oh, they're so good. I love this. It's like a purpley, it's a really dark, almost brown purple color. It's just great. And then these guys are mainly purple, a dark purple and yellow variety. The tongue will be yellow. And then these light blue ones. Oh, they're just beautiful. And I think I have some peach in here that haven't bloomed yet, but it's just so exciting to have all that color all the way around the edges. And every year they're just gonna spread more and more and get bigger. I love it. Now I wanna walk around the outside of this garden so I can show you the seeds that we planted or started, all the seeds that we started in the pollinator garden over here, and work our way around towards the flower field. So just the other day, along with the rest of those seeds, we planted a whole bunch of sunflowers and zinnias in here. Nothing's come up yet. I'm not surprised. It's only been a couple days and it's been a little cool. But there is lots of other seedlings popping up. There's California poppies, and a whole bunch of other guys all over the place. This one right here is a big poppy, an Iceland poppy, that patch of them. And John planted a bunch of random sunflowers, which I love. I think it's the greatest. I still haven't done anything in here. I do need to come in and pull these ferns, but I just wanted to show you this. This is John's little plant he's been babying for years. It's so pretty. Okay, now around to the cottage garden, because I finally got around to doing a bit of cleanup over there. These little spinners are to try and keep the birds from eating all the bird seed. John took out a great big tree that was right here in front, and we planted this guy in its place. These ones, it was too big and too close to the other tree, so it wasn't going to be happy, but that corkbark tree, we finally have it in the ground. I really think that we needed this blue colored plant or tree right here, because everything else is just so green. And the blue gives it some contrast that I adore. Okay, so the cottage garden, I finally got in here and did a whole bunch of clean out. There's still more to do. Look at all these wallflowers. They're just loving their life in here. But all of this was just blackberries and just a mess. So I cleaned all of this out. And also on this side, cleaned almost everything out of here behind. This was all completely filled with sage and oregano, which I love, but I did not need this much. So I pulled all that out and I planted some echinacea. So these three are echinacea, and some phlox back here to fill in with some different color back here. And so far so good. They're all holding up pretty well. It's supposed to rain middle of the day tomorrow, so everything that looks a little dry, it'll be fine. It's gonna rain. And then over here in this front garden, or the entryway garden, first, can we just stop and marvel at this lavender? This plant gets completely neglected every year, and I don't care. I love it. Such a pretty plant. And then the rest of this bed, oh, the deer have been here. Look at this. The deer have been munching away on my tree. Oh boy, I gotta do something about that. Okay, so the rest of this bed, there's not a whole lot of change except all of the allium blooming. They're just so stinking pretty. And everything is looking really good. This heuchera is gigantic and it loves its life. It's amazing too, because it gets full afternoon sun. That is west. And this sucker gets cooked even in the summer, but it doesn't seem to mind. Look at the peonies. just about to bloom. And then on this side, we just did a video, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But all the little dahlia seedlings that we planted in here, they're all taking quite well so far. There's a whole bunch of them in here. Look at these. This lady's mantle is getting ready to bloom too. This makes really good foliage in bouquets. But everything, there's just so much color. I love this vibrant green with the purple and then the orange, and it's just so bright. I do need to rearrange where some of these are, but I got to it too late, so I don't want to do it right now. But even these GM, I'll never get over how pretty they are. And those giant alliums, they're so cool. No blooms yet on my rose, and the wisteria is getting ready to. We're gonna have a heck of a time keeping that guy in check. Let's see, so now into the field, there's a lot of work has been done in here. Some of it a good lot of it I filmed, but look, the lupins are coming on. I'm gonna cut some of those this week. Here too. I have some weeding I need to do. Not too bad though. But man, I love lupins so much. They're pretty tough. Even the yarrow is putting out bloom stalks, which is crazy. The weather's been so weird. Okay, now to the big part of the field. I have that the second round of ranunculus that we started for a succession. They're finally blooming. Look at that gorgeous thing. So pretty. These are all coming into bloom. There's a few that didn't survive it so well. I'm pretty sure that little mark there is a vole that came through and munched on them. But that's farming. You'll always lose a few. We planted all these together. These are the feverfew that are doing good. We have some, this is Buplurum. They're doing okay. Just little amounts is all I had, but that's all right. Look at all of these guys. Oh, I just love ranunculus so much. I made a huge order for next year. Oh, look at that color. And then look at these guys, my Iceland poppies. They are happy. They've been loving this cooler weather. These guys are too big to cut for arrangement. They're too open, but I'll definitely cut them and bring them in my house. And even these guys who bloomed, they did this to me last year, so I think I may have learned a lesson. I'm not doing this again. But these little guys, Canterbury bells, they're just great. And then California poppies, also not a good cut flower, but they're sure pretty. They're just a native wildflower. Everything else is doing pretty good. We had a lot of wind the other day that knocked over quite a few of our snapdragons, which is a bummer. But these guys, look at this. These are the Linaria, the Honesty, the seed heads. Oh, these are so cool. I love them. They'll age and dry out a bit, and then I'll cut them and dry them. All of our Sweet Rocket is still doing really good. It'll put out lots of different blooms. I'll cut them and then it'll put out more stems. And they just smell so magical. Everything in this row is all snapdragons. Aside from the few that got flopped over down there, they look pretty darn good, I think. Pretty healthy. Same with the stalk in this row. All of my Lysianthus, they're tiny still, but it hasn't really gotten hot yet, so we'll see what happens. Sunflowers are pretty happy. I need to get in here and stake these. But I wanted to give you an update. Look, the sunflowers sprouted without the birds eating them all. They're all the way down. It's pretty exciting, which means that I can do that again and again and not have to take the time to start the seeds in the house or in the greenhouse. I can just sow them out here and get the blooms that I'm looking for. I did also get this here. That's the crest that we threw down or planted that same day. So the rest of this garden bed, it's everything that we've already shown. There's some good growth on some of these guys. These are asters. Those are the zinnias. Right after we planted the zinnias, it got pretty cool. So they haven't grown a whole lot, but they have some, and they're looking pretty healthy. I want to show you the peonies. They're all getting ready. And the bees, look at, oh, peonies, I love them. I'm gonna fill up the water fountain, or the fountain. Hang on a sec. That's better. Okay, so this is the Lavatera, however you say it. Those are growing pretty good, happy. We just planted all these dahlias in a video. There are some that have started to sprout already, so that's a good sign. Everything's happy in here. Already have weeds to pull though. Holy smokes, that didn't take long. This row is all of our black-eyed Susans. Again, I need to come in and do a quick weeding. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to weed a bed like this because it's just a little bit of space. But these guys look pretty healthy. All of the black-eyed Susans. I'm really excited. It's the right time of year to enjoy all the growth, but there's not a lot of flowers right now. This is all of our straw flower and status. They're all looking pretty healthy. This is my 2 beds of weeds. This one, I'm gonna weed it out and plant another round of sunflowers. This bed, I'm gonna obviously weed it out. And this is where my basil and celosia are gonna go. These guys are the honeywort or cerinthe. They're doing all right. They always struggle for me a little bit first off, but they get it going. And they're just such a great foliage. They're just such a great foliage that it's worth the fussing with them early on. The scented geraniums and then the eucalyptus are doing all right. The eucalyptus is struggling a little bit. Some of them are doing okay. There's something going on in this soil. I think I need to mend it again and hopefully break up some of what's going on. The plan for these 2 beds, down one of them is going to be probably more sunflowers, and then I just ordered, just got in a whole bunch of seed for the flowering kale. Then I'm going to get started in the next week or so, and those are going to go here, and they will supplement going into the fall. They should be just right in, say, October. And I usually miss this, so I wanted to show you this end of the garden too. The flowering, the lilacs and the flowering cherries, they just finished up. This bed is another brand new bed that I'm working on. I just need to get another bucket or so of compost over here, keep it all wet, and let it just sit until this fall. But this garden, it's just so pretty. The Brennera flowers, but that silver foliage. These hostas are coming on strong. It's so pretty. I love the color contrast with the blue of the hosta, the green of the astilbe, the red of the heuchera. It's just such a great combination. And all of these hellebore are still looking pretty darn nice right now. This is one of our shade gardens, and it's one of my favorite places to hang out. So good. Now back up to the house. I'm not going to spend much time on either the ranunculus garden, the chicken coop garden there, or where the tulips were, because it's time for both of them to be ripped out, which should happen in the next week. I probably said that before, but that's my goal anyway. Can we all admire this snowball bush though? It's so pretty. This is such a great tree. Oh, love it. These are so big. So just briefly, this bed is done. Everything is just about bloomed out. I'm just gonna pull out all the stakes and the hoops, mow it down, probably till it in and get summer annuals planted in here. And then my plan at the end of the season with this one is not to plant ranunculus and anemone again. My plan is to cover this bed again with a thick layer of cardboard, a really thick layer of compost, and just let this garden sit until next season. Later on in the season, when I plant my dahlias, this is where I want my dahlias to go next year. Give everything a chance to just settle and sit for a few months and not tax the soil any more than is necessary and just let it rest. That's the goal for this bed. The weeds have taken over everything, and I'm not going to fight it after this summer. I'm putting things in here like cosmos and zinnias and amaranth. So it's just, we're going to put all the summer stuff in there and let it do its thing and then put it to bed. This garden over here is sort of similar. The tulips got to come out, and then I'll put some more, Izzy, get out of there. And then I'll put some more summer annuals in there, and I plan to do the same thing, let this garden rest all winter. So this is one of our pollinator gardens. It's really hard to see, I know, all the little tiny seedlings, but we've got some lupin in there, and this is an echinacea. Just gotta let it all settle in for a little bit. Isn't this the prettiest viburnum? I don't know the variety other than it's a lace cap, and it is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. But all these little guys down here, some of them look even, this guy started blooming even more, which is awesome. It's exciting. But the euphorbia is doing really good. I think it's time for me to pretty nearly cut most of this back because it's all going to seed and I don't need it to spread any further. But all these little seedlings are doing pretty good. That lupin is happy. Makes me excited. Oh, look at this iris. Look at that color. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I love this. All of these iris are getting ready to go to town. This garden is still, right now it's my favorite. Still, it has been for a while. It's just so full and colorful. More geum. There's all these heuchera. The color on this one is striking, but the color on this one might be my favorite. I'm pretty sure I said that recently, but I love this one so much. And the color contrasts with everything in here. Oh, it's just so good. We've got the Virginia back there, need to cut back. The euonymus, it's just doing its thing. These daylilies are getting gigantic, as are the alliums back there. And the bleeding hearts, they've been beautiful for a while now. Their flowers are starting to fade, but the shrub is always so nice, no matter what. John recently built this circle for this blue spruce, and it's just perfect. I think it needed it. It was just kind of a pile of mulch, and this anchors it all. So it's really exciting. I love that he did that. These are all our astilbes that are starting to shoot up their flower spikes, which is, I love that, which is pretty exciting. Good time of year. The more bleeding hearts, all the hellebores got cut back to the ground. They all had some kind of they had some kind of fungus, so cut most of anything that was damaged looking, cut it all back, and it's starting to come back already, most of them. Some of these guys still looks pretty good, so they didn't need to be cut back. Look at this guy. See, we still have some. They're really pretty. But most of this garden bed is all the shade plants and some of these guys. This plant cracks me up. I don't know what it's called. If you know, leave a comment. But it reminds me of like a carnivorous plant. It's not, but those fan sort of petal or leaves look like that to me. Lots more hellebores. Oh, and look at that hosta getting ready to bloom. Just loads of plants in here. They're all looking pretty good. Everything's happy. John's been diligent on the slug bait, so we're not getting eaten alive back here. These guys, all of these guys are, what's it called? It's a rose campion, and they will shoot out, I think these are the flower spikes getting ready. They're going to shoot out these bright fuchsia pink flowers that I can't wait to show you guys. And my favorite little grasses. And this is just more of the same. There's more astilbe and heucheras. The honeysuckle is settled in. These guys right here, those are fuchsias, hardy fuchsias. They're crazy bright color, but they're pretty happy. We have a bunch of strawberries that have made themselves home. The next project, everything else pretty much in here is done except for getting this patio laid and then finishing off the mulch, the wood chips for the walkways, which should be relatively soon. Look at this. These columbine, these columbine started from seed a couple years ago, and they're happy in their life. These are some of the ranunculus that I overwintered in here, and they are happy. Look at that color combo with the purple and then the pink. Oh, isn't that good? I love it. All the Dusty Millers coming back. These allium, they're just so big. These are also allium, but these are the drumstick allium that'll have much different shaped flowers. I'm looking forward to showing you those also. There's not a whole lot else in here. I planted a bunch of scabiosa, the perennial scabiosa. John put some sunflowers in here, and then the delphinium, and the biggest lamb's ear I've ever seen. This was a tiny little plant a year and a half ago, and now it's just massive. And that's about it. There's everything that's in here is the Japanese maples, lots of those. They're so fun. That rose, it's putting on buds, getting ready. That one's a yellow. Then more heuchera, and my favorite, more geum. Even the smoke bush is putting on a show. You just can't beat that color. It's so dark. Well, I think that just about covers it. I think that's going to do it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for different kinds of plants that I could put to fill in some of the pockets that are left out there, let me know. I'm always up for ideas. Again, I hope that you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.